I don't know if she'll do it right. We'll see.
I'll watch it just because of that.
Yes.
I mean, not that I would do it that way, but I really do like watching
And it's
it.
on Friday.
Oh, we watch it all the time. It's one of the few clean things on TV.
Oh, the brother.
The Property Brothers. Yeah. Yeah, we do watch it a lot.
HD.
Home and Garden Television.
Frank, you have a problem with TV. I just heard what you said.
What did I say? It's clean?
You said it's one of the few things.
It is. I get if I ever try to, I don't watch much TV. If I ever try to watch anything else, I'm looking over at my wife. I'm like, are we really letting this in our house? No. You know, we just don't get far. We try to rent movies. It's always a waste of money. 10 minutes in, we're turning them off.
And they slip things in on you. They slip things that are like,
Yes.
oh. It's like the cartoon. Like,
Yep.
really?
Okay, let's refocus because this is very helpful stuff right here. So you've got your 10 houses or whatever. You're driving through. I would say, if possible, put them in your car. Okay, that's great opportunity for building rapport and relationship and getting feedback along the way. Okay, if not, have them follow you. But ideally,
The only time I don't want them in my car is if they have a child. I like
Yeah.
to drive their own.
yeah, and they'll want to. Yes,
Yeah. We're in a wreck. I'm in trouble.
right. No, I agree. Okay, so very important. If they're riding with you, as you enter the neighborhood, ask them, what do you think of the neighborhood? What do you think? Could you see yourself living here? If they don't like the neighborhood, here we go. Great, let's move on. Okay? It's been my experience when people don't like a neighborhood, they don't buy the home. So that we don't waste your time, I recommend we move to the next home on the tour. What do you say? Okay? And then call very quickly and cancel the appointment out of courtesy.
Because the wife's going to say, well, I'd just like to see it.
Yeah.
It might give me some ideas.
Yeah, yeah.
My husband worries about offending the homeowner. Like, I won't even go in.
Right.
I'm like, let's move on. I can tell.
Well,
Yes.
And you know what I tell my buyers then? I say, let me explain something to you. We've made the appointment. It may not be the area, but let's just run through the house as a courtesy.
Yes.
If they're home, if they're not home, I bypass it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is neighborhood. There's this process here. If they don't like the neighborhood, move on. Okay, now you pull up to the house before you get out of the car. Do you like the curb appeal? Do you like the way the home appears from the street? If they say no, then move on, okay? Or do a quick courtesy run through if you feel like you need to, okay? So move on. So because again, you're taking a very proactive approach to their time and yours. If they like the neighborhood and the curb appeal, then walk up to the home. This is the process. This is going to be very helpful to you. Unlock the door. Identify yourself, okay? Because you don't want them walking out of the shower, which it happens.
It has happened.
It happens. I've been the buyer in a situation like that. So realtor in the house. Just before your buyers walk in, make that announcement. It's all clear. Then you step back and encourage the client to go in, saying, go in and look around. Open any door, okay? Turn on any light you want. I'm going to trail behind so you can self-discover the home, okay? We don't walk in and say, this is the kitchen.
Oh, I hate that.
That's what they do on TV. This is the master bedroom. And then they'll make comments. Isn't it large? Okay? Okay, think about that. Large is what kind of word? Okay? It's an opinion. It's not a fact. And people have different opinions. And I've seen this on HGTV where the agent gets into an argument with the buyer about whether or not the room is large or whether or not the closet is large. Our opinions do not matter. So we keep them to ourselves, okay? So
what do you do when someone starts saying something really negative about the house?
You try to turn it into a positive.
Like, I just stand there feeling awkward, and I'm like...
No, I wouldn't. No.
Okay.
What I would do is to stay into curiosity, okay? So let's just say, I hate that lavender color on the walls, okay? Yeah, well, no, but see, I'm not going to try to sell them on the house. I don't see myself in a sales role at this point. I'm in a consultant role. As a consultant, my job is to clarify choices, not to shove a house down their throat, okay?
I send it quietly because I'm like, well, if you don't like it.
No. Ask questions because you might be able to help them. It might simply be solved by a bucket of paint.
Right.
It might be or might
You
not.
say, well, if it was another color,
Yeah.
would you like it?
Yes. That's a consultant type question.
That's what I say.
Yes. So you don't offer an opinion on the daffodil or lavender wall cover. And you don't say, we could paint that beige and it would be beautiful. Those are opinions. All you're going to be doing is asking questions to clarify choices. Well, would it make a difference if?
And the
Okay?
reason you're saying that is because when they end up in the house and they don't like it, they'll feel you forced them.
Yes. That's right. That's exactly right.
And they'll blame you, and when it comes time to selling it, they ain't gonna call you.
So you just draw out of them. Here's a principle. It's go 3 deep. Anytime you hear an objection, well, really, tell me why you feel that way. Why does that bother you? Do you see any options for overcoming that? Is this a deal killer? Should we move on? Okay? Stay into curiosity and leave them in control of that decision. Okay? As the tour ends, so they've gone through, you've trailed behind, turning off lights, closing the medicine cabinet back, and while they're being wowed by the features and amenities, you've got a couple things going on in your mind that you're doing. First of all, you're verifying that what was in the house, the description, the property description is really there. And then secondly, you're looking for the things that buyers miss. Okay? You're looking up in the corners for cracks.
That's exactly right.
Okay?
Or a stain in the ceiling.
Or a stain in the ceiling. You're looking for that stuff that, while they're doing this, you're doing this and this, okay? Looking for bird dogging those kind of issues. So once you get all the way through, you've closed all the doors behind them, locked it, they're all back at the front door. This is your question. So could you see yourself living in this home? Okay? No, we think it's too small. So, all right, so you feel it's too small. Is there anything else? It doesn't have a view. Okay, so you feel it's too small, it doesn't have a view. Is there anything else? Draw it all out. No, that's about it. Okay, here's some fun dialogue. Okay, so then let's just play a little game. If you had to buy a house today and this was the only home available, would you buy it?
That's so you can eliminate it or keep it on
That's
the
right.
list.
So if they say, well, yeah, I guess if there weren't any other options, I guess we would, then you keep it, okay? If they say, I'd rather live under a bridge than live in this house,
You wad it up, throw it away. No.
there we go. No, very dramatically, tear it right in half.
But you know what? The reason I don't do that is if I'm showing 10 houses, I put the feedback on that page so I can come back and give the feedback.
Yes.
Because then when someone asks me for feedback, I've shown 10
Right.
houses and I
I
give
know,
them
it's
all
so
the
easy
feedback.
Right. Yeah, that's good. So I don't disagree with that, but there's a very specific strategy we're teaching here. Tear it in half, set it aside. It is no longer an option.
Next page and write on
There
it.
you go. Perfect. Okay, so let's keep rolling through here. You're standing in one. Okay, here's that dialogue. If you only had to buy a home today, would you buy it? If they say yes, then okay, so great. Let's go on to the next one. Okay? And by the way, if they fall in love with house one, and this happens sometimes, they're like, oh, this is it. Then you can ask them, okay, well, do we want to look at the other 9 homes, or do we need to see how this looks on paper? Okay, do we need to get out that CMA? Do we need to get the contract, or is this it? Okay, because sometimes that happens. I went to buy a car in April. I had 3 cars, 3 dealers. I went to the first one, did my due diligence. It was exactly what I expected. Went to the second dealer, did my due diligence, fell in love. Never got to the third dealer. Okay, bought the Jeep. That was it. Okay, so that happens with homes. So just be prepared for that, to close them if they're ready to make an offer. Okay, now you're in home 2, presuming you've moved on. They didn't buy the first one. Okay, they've gone all the way through. You followed the same exact process for showing the home. Here's your question. Do you like this home better than the previous home? Okay, so you're comparing 1 to 1 because you got 10 houses. You don't want to show 10 houses and have them get all jumbled up in their brain.
Let's go back to one.
You're going to do a one-to-one process through everything. And this is presuming that one didn't get torn up, because if one got torn up, it's not even an option, okay?
You're eliminating.
You're eliminating,
So you're
okay?
tearing them up?
If they said they would not live in this home, that was on the first one, they would not live in this home, you tear it up.
You got to get a hate thing from it.
Yeah, if they said, I don't know, maybe, then you keep it,
Okay.
okay? So now you're standing in home 2. Do you like this one better than the previous home, okay? If yes, now you tear up the one showing package, okay? And if they say no, if I had to live in one of these, I'd live in the first one. Then you take number 2 and tear it up. So now you have one option as a basis for comparison, whatever the surviving home is, okay? If the client doesn't like any of the houses, or if the criteria change along the way, go back through the needs analysis process.
How many times did you show a buyer?
How many times, like how many days?
Yeah, how many days would you go through this process with a buyer?
If I felt they were good one and they just had trouble finding the house with the market we're in, I'd hold on to them if I felt that they were true buyers.
But
Yeah.
following this process that you're saying,
Yeah, if following this process, I'm speaking personally, not more than 2 days.
no more than 2 days.
What I expect is we're making an offer day 1. Day 1.
But it's really not fair, because like I've got a client that I know is going to buy from me. I know he's a buyer. I've shown him for a month on Saturdays, but I know he's going to buy from me.
Why hasn't he bought from you?
Well, I sold his.
Right. Why, but you've been showing him, right?
That's true.
Why hasn't
I
he?
also get on the contract of selling his house that he will buy the house from me, or I won't.
Why hasn't he bought from you, though?
Because we have not found the house that he wants. He wants land, which he's not going to get. And I have told him, and I said, from now on, you will drive by the houses to tell me if you like them before I go and show them.
Does he want land, or does he need land?
He doesn't need it.
But you understand my question. Is it a deal breaker for him? If it's a deal breaker, it's a need.
It is not a deal breaker, because we got a wife. And the wife doesn't care about the land. And if mama ain't happy, nobody's happy.
Okay. Are husband and wife in sync on this?
Now they are.
Okay.
I made them get in sync.
So now that you know what their needs are,
The house is not out there.
okay, it's not there. Then you don't need to be showing them.
That's right. I have stopped on Saturday.
There you go. Okay.
But they'll call me when there's something, and they'll ask my opinion. Do you think this is one?
Yes.
And I'll go in and look at it and say, no, this is not for you.
I think that's legitimate. I would not put them in my
They
car.
looked at a house that was 44 years old. I said, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
There's too much work you have to do on it.
No, I think we're in agreement. I would just never put the same buyer in my car every Saturday randomly looking at houses. It's either going to meet their needs and most of their wants, and they are prepared to buy, or they're not getting in the car.
That's right.
Okay?
But I guess I hate to say it like that, but a lot of agents look at it, if it's large enough a sale,
Mhm.
they'll keep. Like
Mhm.
if the person says, yeah, I'm gonna buy an $800,000 home,
Right.
you might.
Yeah. Okay, so do you regularly sell $800,000 homes?
No, I'm just saying the other agent.
Okay.
Not me. I'm like, what's his name? Stevens, the agent.
Yeah,
The
huh?
client,
Uh-huh.
the pilot.
Right.
Well, he said he finally found a home.
Yes.
And they're
Well, he's
putting
been
it
working
into-
with
but
him
he's
for
been-
about 8 months.
Exactly, so I don't know how much the deal is, but I'm just saying, if
Yeah.
it's a certain price point, do you just treat that client differently?
Would you compromise your values for
Would
that?
you change a little?
But what gets into that is awards. They'll do anything to get their income up to where they want it.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a different motivation, right?
It's a different motivation, it is. But if I had an $800,000 buyer and I knew he was loyal, yes, I'd stay with him. I've got $1.4 million right now, and I'm staying with him because I know he's loyal.
Okay.
Because you can't always find. I had a lady
Yeah,
for
I
a
can't
year.
find a house for him.
Okay. But see, this is two different
Two
things.
different things.
Two different things.
They
If
dropped out for a while because they couldn't find anything, and then they came back. That's when you just keep in contact.
if they're motivated, qualified, and loyal, I'm going to show them homes that meet all their needs and the majority of their wants with the expectation they're going to buy one. If there are not homes on the market, there's a shortage of homes that satisfy their needs and the majority of their wants, I'm not going to show them. I'm going to say there's nothing on the market right now.
Because there's not anything there for him, and he
I
knows
get
it.
what you're saying. You're talking about not wasting your time.
That's right.
Doing it
Or
the
their
right
time.
way. When the house pops up.
Then we're going to go.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know that when the right house pops up, you are ready to buy immediately.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, let's don't waste time because somebody else is going to buy it.
Right.
That's what this whole process is designed to do.
So you're not walking away from them?
No.
You're
No.
just waiting until that?
You know which ones to walk away from, is what he's saying.
You're-
You will know from this procedure which ones to walk away from.
Motivated, qualified, and loyal. Now I also want to say, it's extremely rare that somebody's going to have needs and wants that you cannot satisfy in this market. Okay? It happens, but it's rare. Okay? You should...
I disagree. What I'm saying is, if they want this area,
Mm-hmm.
it's not the home, they'll change what they want and buy if they want to buy in here bad enough.
Yes.
They will.
But that's prioritizing
Yes.
wants, because if being in this neighborhood in the Woodlands is a need, it's a non-negotiable, I'm going to be in the Woodlands,
right.
okay, then that's, as a consultant, you have to say, okay, well, there are not homes available that satisfy these other criteria.
So will
So-
this work?
So that's right, and that's a test of motivation.
That's right.
Are you going to be ready to purchase a home that meets these needs and wants? But you want to have that conversation in the conference room, not in the car.
That's right.
Are you leaving us, Dee Dee?
No, not quite yet.
Not quite yet. Okay. We got a little bit further to go.
We're on schedule.
You're going to continue that process, by the way, comparing one home to one each time. Do you like this better than the previous home? If yes, you tear up the previous home or the one surviving, and you only keep the one. So you're always just doing a one-to-one comparison. If they say, because this is real world, I just can't decide, okay? I'm just torn, then you'll take the, well, if you had to, I won't tear it up. You tell them, don't tear it up. No, I won't tear it up. But just tell me this, if you had to choose, which would it be? So then you have your one and you just tuck the other one back in the folder, okay? Because some of these, I know, real life, you may have to go back and do a second look, okay? But now you're only going to do a second look at 2 or 3, not 10, okay? So let's say they find their perfect home. Now they already agreed they're going to be prepared to make an offer immediately, right? That's what they said. They're motivated. Does it ever happen when they find the perfect home, they go, oh, we got to think about it, okay? Oh, we have to pray about it, okay?
Talk it over.
We have to talk it over.
We got to go have lunch.
We got to have
Might
lunch.
be someone who says they have to pray about it. Like,
You know what I say, Dee Dee?
pray together.
That's right. Let's join hands. Let's. I'm just going to pray right now. You know what? I already prayed about it. God said, go for it. Okay. So here's some dialogue around that. If they found the home, but now they get a little scared. Okay, so great. I definitely think that's what you should do. Think about it, talk about it, pray about it, whatever. But let me ask you one question. If this home sells tonight, are you going to be okay with it? Because, I mean, someone may have looked at the home last night, thought about it, slept on it, prayed about it, talked about it, and is in an agent's office right now writing an offer. So I'll be okay if it sells.
But somebody else is praying.
Right, right. Are you going to be okay?
Yeah, that's right.
That's the issue.
I tell them that.
Ask them, okay? If they say yes, we're willing to take that risk, okay, then you have to ask, what's your plan B? What's our plan B in case it does get bought out from underneath us? Do we have a backup home? Okay? Are we going back to the one that we tucked in the folder that you wouldn't let me tear up? Is that our backup plan? So if this one sells, we're going to be prepared to make an offer on that one, okay? If they don't have a backup plan, no, this is it. This is it. We just need to pray about it, okay? Here's what we call the momentum close, okay? All right, well, since we're here together, my advice is let's complete the offer contract, and I'll send it home with you. You wake up tomorrow morning, decide you want to make the offer, call me. I'll pick it up immediately. By the way, we can also do this through DocuSign, okay?
Sure.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to shoot this to you right now. Boom, okay?
Yeah.
And then at the moment that you feel good about going forward, sign and send it back, okay? And we'll get this thing off the market. We'll lock it up. Don't waste any time, okay? All right, now what if they find their perfect home, it's valued at $450, it's on the market at $450, okay? It's priced right, and they want to come in at $389, okay? Because they don't pay full price for anything.
And they don't want to leave
how much
any
is
money
it?
on the table.
$450. So it's a low ball offer. I'm just making numbers up.
Yeah.
Now, if it's valued at $450, priced at $450, and they want to come in at $435 just to negotiate and see if I'll do that, okay?
They don't want to leave any money on the
But I'm talking about a low ball offer, an investor type offer for a home that's priced right. What do you do there? Okay? Again, you're not the decision maker, you're the consultant, you're the option giver. You clarify choices as a consultant. So here's how you do that. Okay, we can do that. I can make that low ball offer for you. I sure can. But let me ask you, are you looking for a home or are you looking for a deal?
Both.
Okay, both. You want both? Okay, great. Are you prepared to lose the home trying to get the deal?
No, I want the home.
Because that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
But you really want the home. That's the most important to you? Then what I would recommend is let me go to the seller and tell them what you're willing to pay. Basically your highest and best offer. Because if we lowball this, there are several risks. Let me just go back to the dialogue right here. First of all, someone else could get in and sneak in with a better offer, okay? Because we're in a very tight seller's market right now. And if this is your perfect home, let's not take any chances and make your first offer your best offer.
You know something else I tell them? When you lowball, you're insulting that seller.
Yep, that's coming next. Yes, yeah, that's in here also. You certainly do that. I mean, if we can't justify our offer price beyond that we're looking for a deal, the message we're communicating to the seller is one of you have to lose for us to win. Okay? Creating an adversary from the beginning may not be the best approach because we know we're going to be asking the seller to make certain repairs or other concessions. Why do we want to set up this adversarial relationship from the beginning?
And they'll say, no, I've come down off my price. I'm not fixing anything. You're buying it as is.
That's right.
And they'll do it too.
That's exactly right. Yep.
It's a seller's market.
I walked away from a home earlier this year. We had it under contract. Well, I'm sorry, we made an offer on it. It was considerably less than what the seller wanted, but it was what I felt like was market. But they were kind of insulted by it, but they took the offer. They accepted the offer. But they came back saying, but don't you expect us to make any repairs? We'll take this offer, but we're not conceding one thing on repairs. Well, guess what? We had an inspection done. It needed some repairs. So during the option period,
You walked out.
we just walked away.
Oh,
We didn't go back and ask for the repairs because they'd already told us we're not doing anything, so we just walked away, okay? So that kind of, and because we wanted to ask for the repairs, but that relationship had already gone sour, not because of our offer, but I think because of the seller's attitude. But that's the kind of stuff that happens. Those dynamics happen. It's not just a financial transaction. People get
You don't know what You don't know what ticks a buyer off.
Yes, yes. So if they insist on doing this and they're prepared to lose the home, make the offer. Okay, make the offer. But just again, because you don't make the decisions, you just clarify their choices. All right. So the next page just summarizes the process we just went through. Okay. So if you're looking to review this, okay, what was that about? Here we go. We meet in the office, go to the conference room, get on the selling channel, build rapport, set the tone, uncover the needs, prioritize the wants, verify the motivation, check financial ability, transaction to roles and expectations, explain my role, their role, gain agreement, close to a working relationship. That's the first meeting right there. Then we send the thank you letter, we create the buyer file, and I'm going to show you in just a moment what that looks like. We verify price range with the lender, verify price ceiling with the buyer. We do our MLS search. We call the listing agents to verify the availability of the homes we want to show. We prepare the showing packages, book the showings, Now, number 23, we meet the morning or afternoon. We're going to show. We have a conversation about the contract, clear up any other issues, re-verify needs and wants, tour the homes using the one-to-one comparison method, and then close to an offer. That's it. That's the buyer process that we're teaching. In the back, there's the supplementals. Here's the thank you letter I told you after that first meeting. Here's the process that we're going to go through. Would that be helpful to a buyer to know that that's what it looks like? Because they think they're just going to go out and look at homes and buy one, right? Well, there's a process involved. And I heard one of you say, or one of our agents say recently, to coach the buyers and the sellers, that there's always going to be 2 negotiations.
I do that.
Did I hear that from you?
Yes, you did.
You let them know up front. We're going to negotiate a price, and then we're going to...
You negotiate a contract.
Yes.
The first time is for the contract only. Anything change in the contract. Second one are your repairs.
That's right. That's going to be a negotiation too. Just count on it. And you just set that mindset up front. Yep. So, and so that shows up in here. Negotiate offer. Down here, negotiate repairs. Okay? So just, again, conflict only arises when expectations differ. So they need to know what that's going to look like. All right? If they're not going to work with you, if you set them free, okay, here's just a little thank you note, because they may refer somebody to you who wants a proactive process. This is just sample documents for a buyer file. By the way, this is really irrelevant to us because we have what?
I'd like to say something to these new agents.
Please.
When you do a contract and you get to the point where you are doing inspections, you schedule those inspections ASAP. If I know that they're signing it,
Yes.
I get in touch with, I let them look at my list and they pick who they want. I will contact those people and call them and tell them when I need that inspection. Time is of the essence on this one because you only have 10 days. I'm going to tell you something else to do. I tell my buyer, there are 4 repairs you're going to have, whether you like it or not. You're going to have an air and heat man. First of all, you're going to have a structural and mechanical. The structural and mechanical inspector cannot go into the air or the heat unit. They cannot. They're not qualified. They're not licensed. Then I have an air and heat man, because if there's something, that's one of the most expensive items to have to replace. Okay? The second one is termite, which usually the structural and mechanical person can do. The fourth one is if there's a pool, you get a pool inspection. You try to schedule every one of them on the same day if you can. Because then once you get that report, your buyer has to tell you exactly what they want. Then you've got to give all that report to the listing agent, and you put an amendment with it. And then you've got to negotiate those, and you only have 10 days. And we got down Saturday night that we had not received it, and our buyer said he wasn't going to fight it. He wanted the sale, but in 10 days, that buyer can back out. And if you don't back your buyer out in time, they have bought that property as is, where it is, with all its faults.
Yes.
Remember that. And if you ever need it again from me, I'll be glad to give it to you.
And in a tight selling season, the inspectors are really busy.
Yes, they are.
So you've got to call them immediately and get them scheduled.
And the one little hiccup I ran into on my first inspection is the other agent didn't know that her property owners had turned off the electricity.
That's right.
And we had the inspector go out there.
And he charged again.
Yeah, I'm just going to turn the camera off.
Oh, too much information.
Yeah, no, I mean the official class is over.